Dolphins fans, welcome in to Dolphins Today. Happy Easter to all of you watching. Hope you all have a fantastic day with your family celebrating the holiday. And if you haven't already, be sure to hop onto that sub button and subscribe for more Dolphins draft content. Was that good, pretty special? I literally just came up with that on the fly. Be sure to subscribe. We're breaking down on today's show a Dolphins mock draft. We're going to get you guys a lot more draft content here in the coming weeks. So be sure to subscribe if you're all about the Fins and want more Dolphins draft content. Like I said, today's show, we're getting into my second Dolphins mock draft. The first one here in a couple of weeks. And we're going to be looking at the 4 Dolphins picks, who they could potentially take. The Dolphins have a league low, just 4 draft picks, which is very sad. But still, we're going to enjoy the draft. We're going to take a look here at some potential targets for the Dolphins. Their first pick is in round 2, pick 51. They got the round 3 pick last year from the Pats in the Devontae Parker trade. Then they have a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. So let's begin with the Dolphins pick here at number 51 in my Dolphins mock draft. Here was who was available at pick number 51 on the PFF mock draft simulator. Nathaniel Dell, the wide receiver out of Houston, was actually mocked to the Dolphins by PFF earlier this week. Steve Avila is a name that we've mentioned, the guard/center out of TCU. Luke Weipler, the center out of Ohio State, was on the board. Drew Sanders, the linebacker out of Arkansas. And then Garrett Williams was actually one of the highest-rated players on the board here, the cornerback out of Syracuse. So who did I take? I took an offensive lineman. Surprise, surprise. Steve Avila, the guard out of TCU, was their starting guard this past season and also has started at center for the Horned Frogs. Taking a look at the numbers from this past season, he was a vital part of the offensive line that led TCU to the Natty. 0 sacks allowed. That's the big one. Just 2 hits, just 9 hurries, run grade of 67. So I really like Steve Avila here as a prospect, probably going to be available when the Dolphins are picking in the 2nd round. And you could draft him, and he could be your starting left guard right away. Massive upgrade, in my opinion, over Liam Eichenberg. Do you want to draft Steve Avila? Type D for draft or type P for pass down in the comment section. Go down and let me know. Do you want to draft Steve Avila, the offensive lineman out of TCU? Now let's fast forward to the Dolphins pick in the 3rd round, which is the 84th overall selection. I'm going to get into who I took here on the other side of this message from Fanatics. They just dropped their draft caps. chatsports.com/Dolphins draft. Go and pick up your Dolphins draft caps right now. I love these caps. Best looking caps, I think, amongst any team. I know a lot of you have gone and picked them up. So make sure you go and get them by the draft. chatsports.com/Dolphins draft. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of today's video. Here's who was available at pick number 84, again on PFF's mock draft simulator. Garrett Williams, surprisingly still on the board. Now, he suffered a knee injury this past season at Syracuse, so that's probably why. Dwayne McBride, the halfback out of UAB, was there. Tank Bigsby, the Auburn running back. Wanya Morris, the offensive lineman from the University of Oklahoma. And then my guy Sean Tucker was there as well, the running back out of Syracuse. And I really wanted to draft a running back, but you need a right tackle more, which is why I took Wanya Morris, the Oklahoma offensive tackle, who was the Sooners' starting right tackle this past season. And you could draft him, and he could go in and compete with Austin Jackson for that starting right tackle job, and I think that Morris would probably win that job. Taking a look at his PFF grades from this past season, just 2 sacks allowed, a 76.6 overall grade. The run blocking grade a little bit higher than the pass blocking grade. But much like Avila, I really like Morris as a potential target here for the Fins. Do you want to draft Wanya Morris? Y for yes, in for no, down in the comment section. Go down and let me know. Do you want to draft the Oklahoma offensive tackle, who I have mocked here to the Dolphins in the third round. The Dolphins do not have a fourth-round pick. They do not have a fifth-round pick. But they have a sixth-round pick, number 197 overall, and I did opt to draft a running back here, and it is a good one. Mohamed Ibrahim, the Minnesota running back who had a phenomenal career with the Gophers, 5 seasons with Minnesota and P.J. Fleck. Here's what he did in his last season, his 5th year. 320 carries, over 1,600 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 20 touchdowns. The reason that he was available in the 6th round is because he's 24 years old. He played 5 college seasons. Normally when teams are drafting running backs, they'd prefer a guy a little bit younger. But I really like Ibrahim here as a prospect. I feel like he would be a 6th-round steal if you can get him there. He tore his ACL his 4th season, his first senior season, if you will. Comes back for that 5th season. And, I wanted to see, how was the explosiveness going to be? Was he still going to be as good before the injury? He was better than he was before the injury, which says a lot. If you have followed Big Ten football in the last couple of years, Ibrahim is a great player, would be awesome on the Dolphins. I have him mocked to Miami in the 6th round. 7th-round pick, 4th and final pick for the Dolphins. I have taken a tight end, and it is Marshon Ford, the tight end out of Louisville. And I was very the one problem I have with my own mock draft is I wait until the 7th round to select a tight end because you certainly need one very badly. But the value's pretty good in the 7th round for him. He's expected to be a late day 3 pick. 33 receptions, 434 yards, 3 touchdowns at Louisville this past season for Marshon Ford. I have a mock to the Dolphins here in the 7th round, a name to watch here ahead of the draft in a few weeks. Taking a look at my mock draft, Steve Avila, the guard out of TCU. I took him in the 2nd round. Wanya Morris, the offensive tackle from Oklahoma, took him in the 3rd round. Mohamed Ibrahim, the running back out of Minnesota, took him in the 6th round. And then my 7th round pick for the Fins, Marshon Ford, the tight end out of Louisville. I will say this. Tucker Kraft was off the board here in the 3rd round. He's a guy that I really like that I would have taken in the 3rd round, the tight end out of South Dakota State. But he was off the board, which is why I went with Morris. There was not a tight end prospect that was on the board in this mock draft simulator that I liked in the 3rd round. So that's why I waited a little bit later to take a tight end, and I took Marshon Ford out of Louisville. Grade my mock draft. Let me know down in the comment section. Here's my pitch to y'all in terms of why y'all should give me a good grade here. Did I wait to take a tight end a little bit too long? Probably. But I just got our starting right tackle and our starting left guard. So there you have it. Type A, B, C, D, or F down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about my mock draft. I think Ibrahim might have been the best value pick there. Be sure to subscribe for more Dolphins draft content. Gonna get you guys another mock draft here in the coming weeks leading up to the NFL draft. Also gonna get you guys a video soon breaking down every single draft prospect that the Dolphins have met with.